work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go.
Forward!
Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go.
Forward!
Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go.
Forward!
Hard work, hard work, hard work.
Fall in.
Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's going on, High Speeds? It's another day, another week. Another week has passed. I'm glad to see y'all all here because, of course, if you tuned in right now, that means you made it another day of glory, waking up. So what's good? It's me, your boy Trey. You're rocking with your favorite vets on the net. First Formation Morning Sports Talk. So come on and fall in. Y'all know the spiel as we get to talking about what's been going on. A lot has been going on, evidently. Of course, you got teams enthralled in a heavy race in the West for the NBA. We got a national championship crowning of the women tonight. Of course, the men's get crowned to see who's their NCAA men's competition. Made it through the first week in baseball. What else? There's a lot, so much going on, and we're going to get to what we can for the most part. I think we got a special announcement today. We will see that as well. I'll be just as surprised as y'all was as we wait to hear it is. But what's good with everyone? I hope that your weekend was an exquisite one. You get ready for this week, just to get ready to tap it again for the weekend yet again. Everyone making it there, God willing, of course. So let's get into talking about it. You know what? Just a little bit. Let me go here first, and then we'll get into the NCAA women's, as that is much appreciated. So, of course, like I said, the MLB started this week. Plenty of games. Detroit Tigers get taken out by the Tampa Bay Rays by the score of 5-1. Atlanta Braves fall to the Washington Nationals by the score of 4-1. The Boston Red Sox run through the Baltimore Orioles 9-5. The San Francisco Giants lay a goose egg versus the New York Yankees by the score of 6-0. New York Mets and the Florida Marlins face off. Mets get the dub by the score of 5-1. Pittsburgh Pirates. Good morning, Jackie. What's good, Eric? Glad to see y'all both in formation this morning. Glad to have y'all here. What's good? What's good? What's good? As I say, the Pittsburgh Pirates and Cincinnati Reds lock horns. Of course, the Pirates fall short by the score of 3-1. The Chicago White Sox and the Houston Astros get it in. So the White Sox edge out the Astros 6-3. Minnesota Twins and the KC Royals, with the Twins getting the W 7-4. Toronto Blue Jays and the St. Louis Cardinals, with the Cardinals winning 9-4. The Los Angeles Angels and the Oakland Athletics, with the heavy hidden team of Shatani and Mike Trout take care of business, getting the W 6-0. The Chicago Bulls the Cubs and the Brewers 9-4 for the Brewers. Cleveland Guardians and Seattle Mariners by the score of 6-5, with the Guardians just edging them out by 1 point. The Los Angeles Dodgers take a L2. The Arizona Diamondbacks by the score of 1-2. The Colorado Rockies and the San Diego Padres face off, with the Padres finishing up the game by the score of 3-1. And last but not least, the Philadelphia Phillies, last year's National League Division champions, faced off against the Texas Rangers. Rangers were victorious by the score of 2-1. So, of course, in doing that, just wanted to get those scores out from the major league standpoint for all those major league lovers out there. But to all my round ball affiliates that were able to get a chance to watch, or to those who really get a chance to watch what you hear, you're listening to it now. Over the course of the weekend, the women's Final Four taking place in Dallas, Texas. Of course, we know 4 teams at the beginning of the week, starting out there with the LSU Tigers facing off against the Virginia Tech Hokies, in which Virginia fell as a number 1 seed to the 3 seeded LSU Tigers by the score of 79-72. Later in the night, in dazzling performance by Iowa's guard Caitlin Clark, putting the team on her back. Just the night before, 2 nights before, she had a triple-double, 41-point triple-double. Not a 41-point triple-double, but she did drop another 41 as the Iowa Hawkeyes took care of business, knocking off the number 1 seed South Carolina Gamecocks by the score of 77-73, sending the Gamecocks home and that number 1 seed. So that basically set the table for LSU as a 3 seed, Iowa as a 2 seed. Iowa, even with the favorite odds, in which the expectancy was probably to see another Caitlin Clark cooking. Didn't really go as planned, but she did turn in a 30-point dub, in which we're going to talk about some things in a little bit. Additionally, LSU, an unlikely hero with Jasmine Carter. Of course, Angel Reese, unlikely situation with Angel Reese in this during the game. A little conversation about some things after the fact. We're going to get into it in just a second. But in any state, the Louisiana State University Bayou Bengals knock off the Iowa Hawkeyes by the score of 102-85, becoming the 2023 Women's Final Four champions. LSU, first time in their history. Of course, Coach Mulkey doing it yet again. She comes home, pulls up at the crib, gets a in women's championship, her second year out, becoming the only women's coach to win 2 championships at 2 different institutions. Not to mention she has championships as a player. Kim Mulkey is that woman. She, took care of business. What's good, Leslie? Glad to have your information this morning. Glad to have you here. So she took care of business. Of course, she didn't realize, that she stated before, she didn't have the blueprint on how to do that or how to accomplish such a feat at the beginning of the season with a second-year team. And her players backed her up and said, "We got it. All we did was you. We got you." You had, of course, a key recruiting with Flagene. She comes from Atlanta. She pulls up in Louisiana, a freshman of the year, now a champion. Of course, Angel Reese, a transfer from Maryland. She pulls up and comes and does damage. She gets a national championship. Her 34th, which is a NCAA the NCAA record, 34 double-doubles on the year. She taking care of business. But it all was key. Like I said, I mentioned the name Jasmine Carter earlier. As we know, Jasmine Carter was a 3-time transfer. Last transferring from Washington University of West Virginia. She finally gets to LSU. Was a starter at one point. Then she took up the bench role, in which I guess it was one of those situations where people must have forgot. And Jasmine pulled up, knocked down 3-pointers, 5 for 5 from behind the arc, 7 on 7 on the day, in which she scored 21 points all in the first half, finishing off that performance with a banked in last second 3-pointer to get ready to close out the half. Basically, Jasmine Carter was there and pulled up and kind of like showed out as Angel Reese, the team's one of the team's top players. She was out with 2 fouls early in the first quarter, in which she sat out at a part of the first quarter as well as the whole second quarter. So she was on ice, but Angel Reese kept the ship afloat, knocking down, going back and forth, outscoring even the walking bucket Caitlin Clark by the score by 21-16, and made a huge and tremendous difference. What's good, TT? Good morning. Glad to see you this morning as well. Glorious morning indeed. LSU women's basketball and gymnastics. I hear you. Purple and gold, Bayou Bengals. Shout out to all those LSU people. You know what? Shout out to people in Louisiana, because I'm very sure that's what happens. Sports does that. You can care less about anything else, but in-state is you gonna put on for your and represent your state and or city if that's the case. Of course, a shout out to a lot of people I know: Mike Richardson, Kimberly Green, a couple of people that saying those people, and some that I know personally that are saying I had to shout them out earlier instead of giving congratulations as their state earns yet another opportunity to hold the bragging rights for yet a year in a particular sport. So of course, shout out to that. But yeah, so it basically, like I said, Jasmine, she pulled up and stood up for the team, was there to basically help to contribute, keeping them afloat with the 21 points in the first half, in which they went into the second, I think, with an 11-point lead going into the second half. Of course, then Angel Reese comes back up. Caitlin Clark tries to do what she's best known for and start filling up the 10, in which she went on to score additional 14 points in the second half, but it wasn't enough. Of course, there was a lot of irony when it came to the situation in reference to as the minutes waned down and it was down to mere seconds. A couple of times there was some conversation in reference to Angel Reese as she reciprocated what Caitlin Clark did to who was it? Was it Virginia Tech? It was either Virginia Tech or not Virginia Tech. I can't remember currently, but she basically did the "You Can't See Me" moniker per her getting started to cook in one of her games during, I think it was their semifinal game or there was quarterfinal game. It was she went off and did that. Of course, there was nothing said about that too much. It just was talked about. Now, fast forward, come yesterday, Angel Reese with that same energy did that, in which of course mouthing and saying that there's no one-man show here, which is prevalent when you think about it. Caitlin Clark seemed to just pour it in. She was and showed that she was that player in Iowa, where that might have become a detriment, because if she wasn't with her scoring 30 points, you would think that a couple of others would get on the bandwagon and contribute. She scored 30 points and they lost by 17 still. So you got to take that into consideration. She scored 41 points in the game before that. In the game before that, she scored another 41 points. Although she did have a triple-double, which means she did have some contributions from her teammates getting her to getting their assists. But in any case, Angel Reese with what they're saying was a taunt. And so I know there was a lot, and you know what? I was checking that and reading it. It really start to, I ain't gonna say sicken me, but it starts to really become a situation to where somehow, some way, it became a whole black or white thing, and which is unnecessary in my personal opinion. But I don't really want to touch on that too much. But saying in any case, it. So when you look at it, and you start to look at it, and you don't want to compare or downgrade anybody, if you pay attention and don't allow certain things to creep in, you just look at it for what it was for, there was definitely, in my opinion, from a standpoint, this is personally my viewpoint, in my opinion, not that of First Formation or, saying anyone else or anything like that. But my take on it is that it did start to be a little too much in a sense, because unless there was jawing back and forth or anything like that, then maybe it was warranted. But from my standpoint, initially, it was done once, in which it was done. It was like, okay, saying, and it was done. Okay, got it. But yet, when it came up again, was good, Coach Kyle. Glad to have your formation. Did you put up any of the games? Since I know they was in y'all's backyard, were you able to go check out any of the games yesterday? But as I was saying, it was done. Got it. Duly noted. She did it. But then there was a second go round in which, in this particular instance, the player, Angel Reese, followed behind and almost borderline chased Caitlin Clark to taunt her, to do the in the face thing, to point, at the ring or whatever case like that. And that's where it starts to look at it, where it's like, that's the portion of what you say, okay, I got you. That's what you got it for. You know what I'm saying? You enjoy it from the confines of your own home. I respect that. But it was at that point in which supposedly Caitlin Reed went and she taunted her. And that's where it starts to become the portion of which is taunting. So in my opinion, it doesn't become about what was and what is, and if it was because she was white and she was a golden child and all that type of stuff. We got to look at it for what it is. Then that's what it was. She did it. No problem. She did it even in the same way in which Caitlin did it, when she done it. In the moment of the game, in the flow of the game. So I didn't see a problem with it, of course. But then, even though I don't technically see a problem with them saying the taunting aspect of it, but when you take into consideration, put it in perspective, she was literally following the player around to sit up to taunt her. And that's where the unsportsmanlike portion comes in at, or sportsmanship, in which they talk about. Not saying that it's not putting anything, saying it was a bad character, because it was in the game. But, saying, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, when you look at it, Coach Cal, it's definitely a situation to where I can understand there was no beef or anything like that. It was in the game, you know what I'm saying? It was basically, you know what I'm saying, we tend to reciprocate things in which, so, of course, she, you know what I'm saying, it's material to sit up and do it to her, you know what I'm saying, they can't see me, when she did that during her game. So that's what's up. Do it. I have no quarrels with it. But the way when she did it later on in the game, when she's following her around and all that type of stuff and trying to hit her with it and stuff like that, and you know saying, it became a little too much. And I think that was what people were pointing out, like that was unnecessary. I could even understand, has she been sitting there and she just been around and sit up and hit her with the ring thing and all that type of stuff in the moment. But in any case, you know what? She's a grown individual. She is a champion. She was, you know, saying, she does what she does, and that instinct, she has to atone for that at the end of it with whatever comes out from that. They're champions, and that's what can be said. What's good, Lysandra? Glad to have you information with us this morning. What's good, brother? Yeah, and so, you know what I'm saying, it was unfortunate, you know what I'm saying, for that to come out, because that kind of, I'm not going to say stained, because they're still champions, but that wasn't the picture in which you wanted to see, or the conversation in which you wanted to have after that, for the most part. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, Coach Cal. That, like, everyone, that's because initially when I didn't get a chance to see it all, I just seen the first take when she did it. But when I watched later on, I seen, like you said, they followed her to the bench. Like that's the stuff in which where people, to where it does. Like, everyone goes forth and do stuff. You're gonna have people that's gonna talk or a case like that. We just seen the other night Russell Westbrook sit up and talking to Dylan Brooks, calling him trash while he was at the line, in which Dylan Brooks can go back and forth with him or whatever case like that. So the trash talking is going to happen. We understand that. We clearly get that, and we're not saying, I don't think anyone's against that for the most part. Even from the fact in which Coach Cal was like, there was no drawing and talking prior to, you know what I'm saying? But once they had the win in hand, they started talking, and which is fine. You know what I'm saying? You hit them with the can't see you at the quick basket. Reese had that nice left-handed move that wasn't expected, and she gets the bucket. That was an opportunity to go from there and go for that. But in any case, congratulations to the LSU Tigers as they walk away with the victory. Congratulations, shout out to Kim Mulkey to go back home and to do it. I don't know why. I guess I do. Correct. Got it. And you're so right. You're so true. That is so true. In any case of fact of the matter, they should not have been doing that, or if case like that, it should have left it where it was. But that's where the other aspect in which I was talking about when I first started, about how did it become a race versus race thing, but we know where, like you said, true enough, you know where the anger comes from for the most part, in which it shouldn't be that for the most in state, but that's what tends to happen. It tends to happen. It's going to always be, we're talking about over 400 years and plus, in which that's going to continue to be a thing for whatever reason. And I don't think we're going to ever get away from that. It's unfortunate. Continue on, moving on. Of course, the next up on the docket, as we know tonight, the men's Final Four takes place in H-Town, Houston Stand Up. I was there over the weekend. I was there, pulled up, you know what I'm saying? We're doing some work, helping out with the Final Four tourney events. It was interesting getting me some community service in. It was definitely, you know what? It completely maybe omit the fact that the Lakers are playing in Houston last night. And I would have pulled up at that game too. But in any case, talking about the Final Four, as we've seen these teams face off to put themselves in a position to where we could see who is going to face off. As we know, the game started on Saturday. First game, of course, being the San Diego State Aztecs and the Florida Atlantic University Owls. And it was a nail biter as it came down to the last seconds to San Diego State being able to get the last second go-ahead bucket and with the game on, put the game on ice, going down 72-71 for the Florida State and Florida Atlantic University. Unfortunate, their Cinderella-esque season comes to an end, but they were there on the cusp. One defensive effort would have stopped it, but in any case, it was a good play. The wherewithal and the recognition to see that they cut the baseline off and he couldn't get to the baseline, and he went back and found his sweet spot with the arcing shot, knocked down, buzzer, game over, blouses. But of course, not to be outdone, UConn with a convincing W as the Huskies take out the University of Miami's Hurricane by the score of 72-59. Now that set the table for UConn and San Diego State to go down tonight. As we know, San Diego State has only allowed 60 points a game, in which their defense is heralded. But will that be enough against the Sheba and the University of UConn, as they have a few players that can go? So I don't know. Does San Diego's defense win the game? We always talk about how defense wins ball games. It was close. It was close, Leslie, but no cigar this year. Better luck again next year. Now you currently have a Louisiana and potentially even a UConn, a Connecticut, or California pairing at this point. Who joins the Bayou Bengals for the men's and women's championships today? Opportunity, of course, y'all know how it goes down, to go and visit or check in at the White House to be congratulated by the president himself. Is it going to be the Aztecs or the Huskies? This can be the first championship in the University of Aztecs institution's history. Of course, if UConn is able to get the dub, this will be, I believe, their fourth time around. So two firsts with LSU and San Diego, a likely veteran in UConn if the game won. So I don't know who y'all got today. Is it UConn? Is it San Diego State? I don't have no real dog in the fight, but you know how it is. I just spoke about that, in which you see teams and individuals tap in and look at it. So I don't have anything to go with. So I'm going to go with the home. I'm representing Cali all day, every day. San Diego State Aztecs, let's go. Let's get that championship. I'm not a bandwagoner. I'm just showing support for my state. So I hope, let's go. San Diego State, them big guards, older, you know what I'm saying? A lot of wisdom and experience. So I'm here for it. I'm with it. Let's go San Diego State to get the dub tonight. So be sure to tap into that tonight. Moving on. A lot of basketball going on yesterday. A lot of things in basketball for the most part. Currently, Jokic, who is expected to be the MVP, although he is getting a lot of pushback from Giannis and Embiid, but he's been out 3 games with thigh tightness, so he's been shelved. In which the team has still been able to be victorious, getting wins here and there, but of course, last night a large slate of games. Yesterday, a large slate of games on Friday. Yesterday, of course, there was only 2 games: the Mavericks and the Heat. Correction, I stand corrected. The Mavericks and the Heat faced off on Saturday with their 2 games, and the Clippers and the Pelicans, when the Pelicans were victorious by a score of 122 to 114, and the Mavericks losing to the Heat by a score of 129 to 122, is very dismal looking for the Mavericks. Of course, we're going to get to them in a few minutes in reference to continue the conversation, but a large slate of games last night. 13 to be exact. Let's get to it. Of course, the Toronto Raptors faced off against the Charlotte Hornets in Charlotte as they gets the W, 20-point slacking, I guess you could say, from Toronto, 128 to 108, led by Pascal Siakam's 36 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists, 23.7 rebounds, 1 assist from Obi Anunoby, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 20 assists from Fred VanVleet, the first time in Toronto Raptors history in which a player gets 20 assists, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists from Jakob Poeltl, and Scotty Barnes contributed with 12 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 7 points from Rozier, 6 from Koloko, and Precious Achiuwa, 8 points, 3 rebounds to help in the aid of getting the game finished. For the Charlotte Hornets, 15 points, 12 rebounds from Mark Williams, 21 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist from James Bouknight. Theo Madeline, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 14 assists, 8 points, 2 rebounds from JT Thor. Bryce McGowan was 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And Mikhailuk with 26 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists to lead the squad, but it wasn't enough. Like I said, 20 points is a huge amount to overcome. They just didn't have enough. 39 and 39 a year for Toronto Raptors. They continue to trying to keep themselves live in the playoff pursuit. The Charlotte Hornets already eliminated from contention, 26 and 53. Basically, with 3 games remaining, we're not going to see them at a 30-point this year. On the other side of the spectrum, 4 games left for the Toronto Raptors. We can almost say they're going to get to 40 games. Are they going to be finish the year with a winning record? Maybe, maybe not. Remains to be seen. Still, like I said, just 4 games remaining, and it will all be figured out by the end of the season. Another game. You know what? I owe some apologies, right? I am rather impressed by the job that Brooklyn and Coach Jacques Vaughn have been able to put forth. When you look at it, we continue. KD and Kyrie have been gone for some time now. They had a cushion. They set a cushion. But these Nets have been doing enough to keep their heads above water and keep it to where they stay in the 6th place currently, holding off any comers for the most part. Last night, Utah with the opportunity to keep pace and get ahead. Brooklyn was like, nah, we're not having that. With a win a late second win by the score of 111-110 over the Utah Jazz. The Jazz was led by Talen Horton-Tucker's 32 points, 4 rebounds, 86, a season high for him, career high, season best. 23 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists from Lauri Markkanen. 19 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist from Ochai Agbaji. 13 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, Chris Dunn. 4 points apiece from Juan Tosco Alexander and Luka Samanic. 7 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists from Kelly Olynyk. Walker Kessler contributed with 6 points, 8 rebounds. And it was close. It was a close one, but not enough. The Nets, a 30-point output from Mikal Bridges. That is his 23rd, I believe, his 23rd 30-point game since becoming a Net. So he's locked in. 7 points, 2 rebounds to go along with that. Spencer Dinwiddie, a double-double with 17 points, 4 rebounds, 12 assists on the night. 18.6 rebounds, 2 assists from Cameron Johnson. Nick Claxton contributed with 14.7 rebounds, 1 assist. Royce Neal, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. 6.7 rebounds from Day'Ron Sharpe. Steph Curry with 7 points and 1 rebound on the night. 2 points, 2 rebounds. Cam Thompson, Dorian Finney-Smith with 8 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. And it all adds up to that dub. 43-35 on the year for the Brooklyn Nets as they continue to hold fast to that number 3 seed. Currently, number 6 seed currently. And the Utah Jazz continue to fight for their playoff life as their next game will be against a hot streaking Los Angeles Lakers team. And actually, they have 2 games remaining versus the Lakers down the stretch. And we'll see how that goes. If they'll be afforded the opportunity to get in, will they continue to get help from other teams as those other teams that are down in the play-in continue to try to do what they can to get back in. Additionally, going back in, the Portland Trailblazers, as we know, they shut down Dame Lillard over the course of the week, saying that they're going to power him down and go ahead and shut it down so he can get right and come back for next season. To where there was a lot of conversation generated in reference to, does Damian Lillard need to continue to waste his career away in Portland? First and foremost, is it necessary wasting your career away? Because he does get paid handsomely to be there. Unfortunately, it isn't what they would like, as they haven't. It's been a while since they've been back to even the Western Conference Final or in the playoffs. But in any case, they helped out some teams as they took on the Minnesota Timberwolves on the Timberwolves home court. The Timberwolves, led by Anthony Edwards, 37 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. 13 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists from Kyle Anderson, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Mike Conley Jr., Jaden McDaniels with 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist on the night. A double-double from Rudy Gobert, 10 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists. 8 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, Karl Anthony Towns. 7 points from Nickeil Alexander-Walker. But, again, another close one as the Portland Trailblazers behind Shaedon Sharpe's 27 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. 19 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist from Kevin Knox II, starting to find a footing, it seems like, in Portland. 15 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists from Trendon Walford. Baptiste Thybulle, 2 points, 4 rebounds on the night. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists from Drew Eubanks. 5 points apiece from Jabari Walker and John Butler. 7 points from Jonathan Williams. And lastly, Shaquille Harrison contributed 2 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. As the Portland Trailblazers knock off the Minnesota Timberwolves by the score of 107-105. With the win, the Trailblazers get to 33-45 on the year. Minnesota still in contention. However, they have fallen deeper into the play-in as a 9-10 seeded team. 39-40 on the year. But 3 games remaining, they have an opportunity to get back into contention for a 6 seed or a higher 7 or 8 seed, giving them 2 opportunities for the most part. In the fact, are the T-Wolves in the playoffs? They are in the playoffs. They're in the play-in currently. They're in the play-in, not necessarily the playoffs, but the play-in currently, Leslie. Continue on. Memphis Grizzlies, Chicago Bulls, and Chicago. I guess it remains to be seen. So we got to take a consideration when they traded for Rudy Gobert. They had the thoughts of teaming him with Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns has been back for now 5 games, and they're probably 3-2 in those 5 games or something like that. So I think if you look at it or start to take a look at it or going forth next year, there's probably going to be a lot more of noise made by the Timberwolves as opposed to this year. Now, we can't take off the fact that they're still got to compete. They're potentially right now in the play-in, which means they have an opportunity to still get into the playoffs and then go in and do damage. So it remains to be seen. I wouldn't count it out yet and saying if it was or wasn't. But from what it looks like, it seems like it can be a good thing, especially when you take into consideration having a wily veteran like Mike McConley Jr. as the point guard now. Not any knock against D'Angelo Russell, but Mike Conley's a different type of point guard. And then you got the young ace in Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert. So there's pieces there. And so I think that's where the difference comes in at. So I think it's a little too early, but from what we see, it looks like it might have been worth it. Continue on. Memphis Grizzlies, 107. Chicago Bulls, 108. Chicago continues to try to walk up their conference standings so to put themselves in a better position. The Grizzlies was led by Jaren Jackson Jr., 31 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. Desmond Bane contributed with 21 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. A triple-double from John Morant, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. 6 points, Xavier Tillman, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists from Dylan Brooks. 3 points apiece from Santi Aldama and David Roddy and Tyus Jones last week. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist on the night. For the Bulls, they were led by Zach LaVine, 36 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists. 31 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists from DeMar DeRozan. A double-double from Nikola Vucevic with 13 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. Alex Caruso, 5 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. 12 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist from center Patrick Williams. Demonsu, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 4 points from Derek Jones, and 2 points from Andre Drummond. As the Bulls count them up, add them up, gets the win. Like I said, 21-point Drummond, 28-107. Memphis Grizzlies currently 49-29 on the year. Second seed in the West, already locked up and just waiting to see how it's going to fare out to see if they can clinch their division. For the Chicago Bulls, 38-40 on the year, 2 games below 500, still with 4 games remaining. We'll see how it goes, where they'll be at in a second. We'll discuss currently where they're at exactly and who is hot on their heels or cooling, waiting for next year. In a game that really Magic are still available. The Detroit Pistons having nothing to play for except for even one, picking up more losses to put them more ping pongs in their favor, or 2, just outright playing a spoiler for other teams. They weren't able to spoil anything this particular night, though, as they take the L to the Orlando Magic by the score of 128-102. With that loss, the Pistons led by Killian Hayes, 20 points, 2 rebounds, and 7 assists. 19 points from Eugene Arimari, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Double-double James Wiseman, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist. 10.6 rebounds, 1 assist from Isaiah Liver. 2 points, 1 rebound from Marvin Bagley III. Jalen Duren, 7 points, 7 assists. 8 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists from Corey Joseph. RJ Hampton, 4 points, 2 rebounds. And lastly, Jerry Roden, 4 points, 2 rebounds in a losing effort. The Magic, led by Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, and Franz Wagner's 18 points from Suggs, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists from Anthony. Franz Wagner contributed 16 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Additionally, 14 points apiece, Banchero and Wendell Carter. Banchero, 9.9 rebounds, 3 assists. Wendell Carter with 9 rebounds and 1 assist. Gary Harris, 8 points, 3 rebounds on the night, 11 points from Moritz Wagner, and Bitstats with 13 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. All a concerted effort as 8 players in double figure tend to get the job done, and it was done last night. Orlando still in contention, even in the weak West, but it's starting the light is starting to get a little dim, and they have to continue to win. They got 4 games remaining on the season. They would have to win out to even remotely still be eligible, but they need some help, which we'll talk about shortly. A lot more games to talk about first. The Sacramento Kings faced off against the San Antonio Spurs in California, in which the Spurs. What's good, Commissioner Myers? What's going on with you, man? How are you doing, sir? Glad to have information with us this morning. Matter of fact, we'll talk about it in a second. I got a shout out for the NBA and what they have coming up. We'll speak about it by the end of this time, by the end of this session. But the Spurs, San Antonio Spurs, 42 points, 142 points, a high scoring game off the charts, to the Sacramento Kings, 134 points. What I need from the Kings, right? I don't need the Kings to start to do anything out of the ordinary right now. I need y'all to continue to keep your foot on the gas and power through your last 4 games and take care of business. We don't need you to, I need to see a 51 win game for the season. That's what I want to see. Sacramento finished the season with 51 wins. That's what I would like to see. Let's go, Sac. In any case, the Spurs, like I said, usually 8 players in double figures is key to getting that in which Sacramento 8 players in double figures, led by Doug McDermott's 30 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist, 26.6 rebounds from Julian Champagne, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists, triple-double for Trey Jones, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists from Zach Collins, Keat Bates-Diop, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 16 points, like I said, Zach Collins, Malachi Branham, 15 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists on the night, 6 points from Sandro, and 4 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists from Blake Wesley. That all adds up 142 points for the San Antonio Spurs, besting the Sacramento Kings, led by De'Aaron Fox's 28 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 26 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists from Domantas Sabonis, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists from Kevin Huerter, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist from Keegan Murray. Harrison Barnes contributed 15 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 6 points from Alex Len, 3 from Trey Lyles, and 4 from Davion Mitchell. But it wasn't enough. Sacramento, y'all can't have a debacle right now. That's not what I need. 51. I want to see 51, even 50. I'll take with 50, but it depends on who's at 50, those who you lose to. But we need you to continue to get them W's. Let's go, Sacramento. Shout out to San Antonio, winning 2058 on the year. Going to the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, which would be interesting if they was to win it. But if not, they could get a pretty good pick up a pretty good player within the first 3 picks. But what's good, brother? What's going on, man?
What's up, man? What's going on? WGO. What's going on? How y'all living, man? What's good? What's good?
Nothing much, bro. Still been
doing what you talking about. Sacramento losing to
they can't. I can't have them doing that, bro. They can't.
I know you can't. I know you can't
have them do that. It's down the stretch, baby. You got to get these dubs.
I know you can't.
Even though Sacramento, we can't have them with a continuous lose. Like, okay, you can lose to Sacramento. They're not in any. We're not in danger of Sacramento, but we don't need you to continue to do that because y'all got some pretty key games coming up that we need you to take care of business. Another game last night that was actually pretty good. Came to the last waiting moments. Where is Coach Cal at? Coach Cal, what is going on in Dallas? 13 games played together between Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, and they are a measly 3-10 in 13 games of play. What is that saying? Why is that? I'm gonna say why is that? Yesterday, Dallas Mavericks, Atlanta Hawks faced off in the ATL, in which Dallas had an opportunity. You know what, Bishop? Free throws are free, correct?
That's why they call free throws. Yeah. You don't have no defense being played. It is like you literally get to shoot the ball with no. Well, I was about to say no pressure, but you do have pressure, I guess.
Yeah. I guess you could say depending on saying everyone. Look at Coach Cal, the kid in the front office sabotage exactly what the top 10 pick from the Knicks. Yeah. So when you look at it, free throws are free, right? As an official, when you're watching and you're officiating and you have a player goes in the waning moments, like these is game winning. Like all you gotta do is make 2 free throws and you can probably put the game away.
Facts. And
they miss it. As an official, what goes on in your head? Do you be like, oh my gosh?
I'd be like, damn. When I look, I'm like, damn. In my head, when I see something like that, I'd be like, man, he just lost the game. He could have won the game for him. All he had to do is hit the free throw. That's what my head be at. I ain't gonna.
And then then in this particular case, not 1, 2 opportunities. First and foremost, first one going to the line. Christian Wood goes. He makes the first one, misses the second. Well, correction, makes the first one, misses the first one,
makes the second one.
Makes the second one. Then they sit up in the I stand corrected. He makes the first one, missed the second one. The ball was batted out of bounds, gets the ball back with 4.4 seconds on the clock. They tried to throw a lob into JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee gets fouled by Clint Capella, sends the JaVale McGee to the line. He misses the first shot, in which he could have basically put the game on ice. Goes back, makes the second shot, ends up sending the game into overtime, and where the Dallas Mavericks are bested in overtime by the Atlanta Hawks by the score of 130-132. The foul call on Kyrie was horrible too. Should have been a no call, but I get it. The refs it's to be over with.
Was it that bad?
Does it be like that too? Do y'all be like, yeah, I'm not making that call. I'm not trying to be out here all day.
Sometimes, sometimes they make them calls, man.
It's like, we just gonna go ahead and chalk that up and just say. And like
I try to be consistent. Like if I called it in the beginning of the game, I'm gonna call it throughout the entire
rest of the game, regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm a huge stickler for don't allow the officials to determine the outcome of a game. You know what I'm saying? Even your coach always tell you that. Don't let the officials be an outcome of your game. Do what you supposed to do. Do your job, and go from there. Let them do what they're supposed to do.
He said, saying that it's free ain't gonna make Wood and JaVale because Steph Curry at the line. It could have, coach. It could have. I mean, you got to dig deep, and pull that up out of there. And it was 50%. You know what I'm saying in that case. But wow, the setup it had got it. In any case, Kyrie Irving 41 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists on the night. Luka Doncic 22 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. 18 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists from Christian Wood. JaVale McGee, Coach Riley got his opportunity. He got in there, 23 minutes, 11.6 rebounds, 1 assist on the night. Jaden Hardy took a step back, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Maxi Kleber, 2 points. Beltran with 2 assists. Reggie Miller, 8 points. 6 points from Tim Hardaway Jr. Dwight Powell, 7 points. Josh Green, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, but it was not enough.
Kyrie was in his bag, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Shaq had about 20 years of hitting the back of the rim for free throws consistently. Some cats just can't shoot. You know what? You're right, Coach. You know what I'm saying? But at times, Shaq made them when they needed. Same with the Dwight Howards. Sometimes it was needed, in which they was very. I mean, I guess they hit the ones that was needed because y'all could have just walked at the free throw line. Y'all had an opportunity. It was unfortunate. But the Hawks, led by DeJounte Murray, 25.7 rebounds, 4 assists, a double-double from Trae Young, 24 points, 3 rebounds, 12 assists, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists from Bojan Bogdanovic, 14 points, Onyeka Okongwu with 5 rebounds to go along. Sadiq Bey, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Josh Collins, a double-double, 18 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist. Clint Capella, 14 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 11 rebounds. As the Hawks edge them out 132 to 130, 39 and 39 on the year. 3 games remaining on the year. Correction, 4 games remaining on the year.
4, yeah.
3 games
The
remaining
season.
for the Mavericks.
Yep.
And it's kind of sitting in the bottom of the actually sitting out. I think the Mavericks are actually currently out to play in. They went from a 6-seeded team to sitting outside, looking in. Coach Cal says Woods should have made them because he has a soft touch. He does. No excuse for him. JaVale's form screams brick. At least he got it when he needed it, because JaVale, that second one that JaVale made, it looked like he was like he exhaled when he made that. OKC keeps losing to make us have fake hope. it's
fake hope. Really? That's how you feel,
Kevin?
Have fake hope.
You know what, Bishop? Before you got in, I had to shout out the Nets, man. I'm impressed. I see how they continue to
stay in their grind.
And they're going. And KD and Kyrie have been gone, so you know what I'm saying. They're still like
and Ben. Don't act like Ben there. Ben ain't doing nothing either. He ain't there.
Ben is powered down. Like Ben and Dame Lillard are the same, or two of the same now. They're both powered down for the season. But I looked at Brooklyn. I was like, okay, they're doing it on their own lower. Yeah, holding steady. 6 seed. They like, we in there. We not playing in. We in here.
Yeah.
So of course, another game last night. The Wizards and the Knicks, with the Knicks getting the dub, 118 to 109. Of course, led by 27 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists from Jalen Brunson. Emmanuel quickly contributed with 22.6 rebounds, 5 assists, 27 points from Quentin Grimes. Obi Toppin, 21 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. 4 players with 20 points or more. Just like 8 players in double figures seems to get the jobs up. For the Wizards, they was led by Corey Kispert's 29 points, 3 rebounds, no assists, 16 points from Jonathan Davis, 11 points apiece from Kendrick Nunn and Jonathan Goodwin. No Julius Randle as he continues to sit out. But in any case, as my colleague Cole Hart put up, the New York Knicks have clinched a playoff spot, so they will be going to this year's playoff. What an opportunity to continue to add to that with this win, of course, 46 and 33. Just 3 games remaining on the year. New York Knicks, do you think they make some noise? Or is it one and done?
I really do. I think a lot of people feel like the Knicks are, the Knicks are old, but I really feel like the Knicks are going to go shock some people. I think they make it to pass. My prediction is they make it past the first round.
Get past the first round? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Even though a lot of people don't think they will, I do. I think they're going to make it past the first round.
5 more games, of course, to talk about in being. One, the Phoenix Suns, 6-0 with Kevin Durant. 6-0 with Kevin Durant playing. The Suns get yet another one, 128 to 180 over the Oklahoma City Thunder, which Cal was just talking about. He needs them to win. They couldn't get that win. Unfortunately, Kevin Durant, 35 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 22 points.
Bad man.
5 rebounds, 10 assists from Devin Booker. DeAndre Ayton, 19 points, 11 rebounds. Chris Paul, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists. Josh Okogie, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists.
This is what they showing out there in Arizona. We are the Valley.
This is their problem. That's definitely
the Valley.
Still Gaines Alexander, 39 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Shai, come back to LA, but the other side.
No, for what? For what? What does he need to come back to LA for?
Point.
He go on where he at. Let him do what he do. Yes.
Really? No.
Yes.
Lou Dort, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Jalen Williams, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. 16 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists from Josh Giddey. 14 points, 1 rebound. Aaron Wiggins. But it wasn't enough. Lord, please don't let Chris Paul get a ring.
Wow. The hate is real, drunk. The hate is real. Kevin Durant shaking off that rush. I know he didn't have such a great night the other night. He only had he shot horrible. I think he shot 1 for 7 or 1 for 8 in the beginning, and then he kind of got a little better toward the second half. But that was his first game back at home. I think that was like Friday night, I want to say.
Yeah,
but he's
but they
getting back in his bag.
6-0 with him, so he's back.
Yeah,
so.
he's getting back in his bag. Yeah, they still got the dub. They still got the dub other night, even though he only had like 17 points. I think it was 16 points. But he getting back in his bag. He's getting back to his form. He's getting back to his form.
So Milwaukee, Sacramento,
Cincinnati. I don't want to hear nothing from other teams, other fan base. Damn, Cal, how you feel, bro? I'm telling you right now, the team to beat out west is gonna be them Phoenix Suns, bro. I'm here to tell you, yes. I'm telling you, Kevin. As long as Kevin Durant can stay healthy, if he stay healthy, him, Booker, Aiden, and CP3, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a major problem, bro. This dude, bro, when he's on in his bag, he is unstoppable. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? He is unstoppable. He can't be stopped. And then don't let Booker have a hot night. Look at corner 3. Yeah, he is unstoppable. When it's all said and done, if he's in his bag, there's nothing you can do with KD. Oh, not another one with somebody in his face. Yeah, the boy is. I'm telling you, bro.
What's good, Commissioner?
Look at his defense. Get that out of here! What are you doing?
Is it fair to say that you're just a KD fan, Bishop? Is that what it is?
I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm a huge KD fan, but yeah. I mean, I need y'all to reflect back. Remember when Trey put up that craziness about who he would not want to face to face on the court? I think he rather it would be Kyrie or not Kyrie, Curry, Steph Curry or somebody else.
Yeah,
that right there is why you don't want to see KD. That right there, when that man is in his bag, you do not want to see KD in any aspect. What's going on, Mike?
Everybody's for me the same. I don't want to face someone who's gonna break me down off the dribble. KD, I mean, yes, he's okay. I got it. 7 foot.
He ain't gonna take you off the dribble too. Like we saw.
I don't know. That's what I'm talking about.
He took it. He just took it. Trey. Oh my God, this dude. I don't know. See, sometimes I think Trey, the color of his eyes has his vision distorted.
My vision distorted.
I think like
I literally see everything like cats and animals and stuff. Like I don't see visions. I just see
other
figures.
stuff, man. I don't know, man. Like I don't get how Trey misses all this stuff, man. He talking about how I get Steph is great baller, great ball handles, all of that good stuff. But this is the thing. When it's
did you just see what Kyrie did? Like ball handles.
I said Kyrie's the truth.
Yes,
but we're talking the thing about Steph. Kyrie's 6'3". Steph is what 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'3", somewhere around there too. We're talking about a 7-footer with man handles. Man handles. Look off the dribble. Just flow. Like, what do you do with that? With a 7-footer, bro?
For one.
Look, what? Look, you got him in the post. Get back to me. I ain't done. Oh, I'm gonna shoot it over you. What? Like, what do you do? Like,
I know what I would do. I know what I would try to do.
Wow! Woo! What do you do, Trey?
I'm staying in his body. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not backing.
He's not
going to back me down. He's not going to back me down. So he's like,
so he's serious?
Not. He's shoot over me. He's not backing me down. There's no way in hell Kevin Durant is backing me down.
At 7 feet, he's not going to back you down.
At 7 feet, he's not backing me down. No, I'm going to sit up and put my body. He's already got me by a foot already. So you know what I'm saying. So I'm going to have low center of gravity. He's not backing me down. He'll be able to shoot over me because I'm going to be in a stance that doesn't allow for him to back me down, and I'm going to stay in his body so that way I'm there if he tries to shake me up.
Okay, so let me say this. So if he doesn't back you down, you're not allowing him to back you down, so he can't dunk on you in the paint.
So he doesn't, because I don't want him. If he's going to shoot over me in state.
Without question, right?
Yes,
what's stopping you from backing you down? What is you stopping him from backing you down? Creates what though?
The further distance from the rim. That's the only thing I can do. I have to keep him further distance from the rim. That's it.
What does that do? What are you
That
keeping
makes
him
it-
further
that
distance from the
makes-
rim? What does that do, Trey?
That makes the shot
A
harder.
harder
Like,
shot? Oh
yes.
my! You just said he gonna shoot over you because he's got a whole foot
Yes,
over you.
but
So how does that make
the
it harder?
ideal is the ideal. In my world, in my,
Uh-huh.
in my
He said in my
he-
world.
in
So y'all
my
already know
world,
where this is going.
He's not. Yeah, I'm not allowing him to back me down. He's gonna have to
Okay.
shoot over me, but I'm gonna stay in his body so that way when he goes to shoot over me, that is not an easy shot. Disruption. That's the only thing you can do.
Let me add to my list. I'll also be okay with Phoenix winning it all because I know the flack that they'll catch after doing it. I feel you, Trey, make him take that outside shot.
Outside shot.
Y'all do not want him taking the outside. Y'all know he can.
I do.
Why? Y'all think he's more? So y'all okay? Let me ask you this: do you think he's more of a threat in the paint or outside the paint?
In the paint.
What? That whole series I just showed you, he had not maybe 2 shots in the paint, and he dropped how many points? 35. That whole series, that whole highlight that I just showed you of Kevin Durant, all of them was pretty, except for maybe 2 or 3 shots were in the paint. All the rest of them was outside the paint, which mind you was 3 of them was 3-pointers in that highlight. And y'all rather him come. Oh my gosh, y'all know he's a pure shooter, right? At 7 feet.
That's what's up.
He said that's what's up, man. It is what it is.
And he's gonna be taking the 22 to 26 footers. So you're gonna say that's so bad. So be it. Yeah, that's all I want. Because chances are, if he anything 15 and below, I'm barbecue chicken. So the idea is to keep him outside, like push him. You know what I'm saying? Physical, be physical.
Yeah, that part.
1980s.
As a coach,
beer.
Look at Taylor May. As a coach, would you want a player to let him back them down or make him take that outside shot? For me, I'd rather let him take a 2 than take a 3. As a coach, the math adds up. I'd rather KD kill me in the paint than kill me outside at the perimeter at the 3-point line. That's to you, LeStanton. Since that's to you. I'd rather him kill me in the paint because that's 2 points compared to 3 points outside. I'm just saying.
At the point,
if I try to guard him at the 3-point line, and I fool around and try and guard him too close, he's gonna blow by me anyway. He's gonna blow by me anyway because it ain't like he's a 7-footer that don't have handles. He's probably one of the best 7-footers in the league with the best handles in the league at his height.
In any case,
not taking anything from Giannis, no matter or any
where he's shooting from. In any case, if he keeps shooting from certain places and making it, it's going to start to sit up and weigh on you anyway. Like, dang, ain't nothing I can do to stop him. At the point where you just walking off the court, like, you know what, you got it. You got
that part, and then he loves corner threes. You rather him sit outside the perimeter and hit them threes? Is what you're saying, Taylor Made was saying? No, I would rather him back me down and in the paint than knock down threes all day. Just saying. And anywho,
another game, of course. Last night, a couple more games. The Indiana Pacers.
See, this is what you won't do, Trey. This dude, I swear, this dude do all the time. I'm sitting here watching. I'm looking at the scores, right? He's been going in order all this time, and this dude skipped over one game in particular. One game. What is this? It depends on who he's backing down. A 6'9", 6'6" defender, Pat Bev ain't got a chance. Facts.
On the block. Yeah, see, that's what exactly. It's true that. So why my counterpart is on the phone to continue with what I was saying. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Indiana Pacers faced off last night with the Pacers falling to the Cavaliers by the score of 115 to 105. For the Pacers, led by a 19-point outing from Benedict Mathurin. 19 points, 9 rebounds. Unfortunately, if there wasn't Apollo Banchero, Benedict Mathurin probably would be pushing for the Rookie of the Year. What's good, Colt? What's going on with you, fam?
What's up, man? Just waiting on Wayne to come in here.
Yes, sir. Additionally, of course, you had Buddy Hield, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 10 assists last night, 16 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists from TJ McCollum, 15 points, 10 rebounds. Jordan Narwa, 3 assists. Aaron Nesbitt, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. 19 points, like I said, Isaiah Jackson, 3 points, 2 rebounds. And O'Shea Brissett, 3 points on the night. Of course, the Cavaliers clicking. Donovan Mitchell with another 40 piece, 6 points, 6 rebounds and 1 assist, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists from Darius Garland. Evan Mobley, a double-double, 14 points, 16 rebounds, 4 assists. Dean Wade, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Jared Allen, 15.7 rebounds, 1 assist on the night. Ricky Rubio, 5 assists. Lamar Stevens, 2 points. C.D. Osman, 4 points. Just another notch in the cap for the Cavaliers as they're currently 49 and 30. I'm sorry. Already clinched the division. Clinched the playoff spot. The Pacers, it's not looking too good. In state, what it was 3 games last night. What you think of the game last night? I seen some of your comments. Caitlin Clark.
Oh, I'm the biggest Caitlin Clark fan for sure. I just think how she plays the game in the women's game is just she's making it way more exciting than what we're used to. But I mean, I know obviously everybody's talking about the trash talking. I feel like, hey, if you win, you can say whatever you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
You can say whatever you want to say. The winners get to do what they want to do, so they can't be mad. She was talking the whole tournament. I do think it was a little like Pat Bev mocking LeBron. Because it's like, hey, she's definitely way better than everybody out there, and she's still at 30. But hey, y'all won.
She did have that part.
Say what you want. You won. If I had 30 and I lost, I expect nothing less.
A 30 piece, 2 40 pieces, a 30 piece. She was eating.
Yeah, that was crazy. She was insane. She was insane.
What's good, Mr. Wayne? How you doing, sir?
What's going on? Hey, shout out to the Los Angeles Lakers. I told y'all they're gonna win the championship.
That's what you said, Coach.
Golden State 5.
It's coming. It's coming. We good. You said Golden State. We good. It's coming. Matter of fact, it's definitely coming. Just they get a loss. It's a loss tonight, and we get another W. We can get into the 6th seed. Keep playing hard enough, and the Clippers do what we don't want them to do, or we got a head-to-head against the Clippers coming too. So, I think we're in good position.
That's actually the game that's going to put us at as the 6th seed. I don't want the 5 seed. I want the 6th seed.
The 6th seed stay in.
Why you on the 5 seed?
Yeah. Don't worry about all that. Hey, look.
So, gentlemen, I know y'all got a little time as y'all suited and booted, so I know that means work is upon y'all. I hear there's a large announcement going on. What can y'all provide us with? What's good? What's going on?
It's gonna be an interesting summer, a fun summer.
Okay.
So I can let out a little details.
Okay.
Over the last year, I've been working behind the scenes, connecting with the right people to provide an opportunity for some of our military basketball players. You know, we always talk and we debate about, can we hang with elite players?
Correct.
Well, we're going to find out. This year, there's a 99.9% chance that
pretty good odds
the team that I will be entering in the TBT will be selected.
Okay, that's what's up.
And so the team is being constructed of 9 active duty soldiers, and then we'll have 3 slots for other players. Part of the TBT is about, competitiveness and so forth. So, you do have to add, certain players that have that backing and following that intrigues the league itself or the tournament itself. So those 3 specific slots will be for those caliber of players, but we will have 9 active duty slots.
And see, that makes pretty good sense. Of course, that should be, without a doubt, be able to get into, because part of the TBT is the social interaction. And so, of course, if a whole community in military basketball gets behind the representation and the support, then that's almost a no-brainer to get a military-based team into the tournament without a doubt. And then, but of course, like Coach was just saying, the ideal is, to add some players that's going to help. We don't just want to get there. You don't just want to be there. You want to get some games in the while there.
Yep.
Absolutely. And for me, I just have. It's not even about winning or losing. At the end of the day, obviously, you want to compete at the highest level,
Correct,
and win. But for me, it's more so the platform and the opportunity to get our service members out there and
correct,
and build that relationship to where we can play in other tournaments and show what we're capable of.
and that makes sense. Of course,
Yeah.
in-state is a huge platform for military basketball, as we've been talking about it. As everyone, a bunch of different factions continue to seemingly make strides and push the whole. I was about to say the whole journey, the whole platform. Of course, with the AAU now with the potential TBT team, we already know the Nationals is upon us, just a couple of weeks away. You got, of course, what's going on with the NBA and what they're doing. So everyone's making strides and doing and pushing forth the game in some way, form, or fashion to give it a platform. Presumably, hopefully that platform continues to grow, and then it becomes more of a consistency to where it's second nature to see military teams on a from a standpoint to where we can be like, okay, it becomes the norm basically, and that's hopefully what that becomes when we see kids on the screen all the time. So why not see military service members doing that same thing, what you do with the military athlete, of course. Colt, what do you think about this and potential playing being in the TBT tournament potentially, or seeing the military basketball in that light?
I think it's great. My first opportunity to play in TBT. I had some opportunities previously when I wasn't in the military, but things just didn't work out. So being able to represent the military in the TBT, I think it's nothing but good things. And like you said, there's so many people pushing different avenues. The NBA is pushing their avenue. Wayne's got his nationals, now TBT. I think whether or not we all together or not, and we all under the same umbrella, is still the end goal is still being pushed, and everybody's still trying to make strides. So I think all publicity is good publicity, regardless.
True that. 9 players. So you said 9 players, Coach. How is the team being constructed? Is this just you as that person? I'm just presuming that you're going to be the coach, most likely. Is this how is there? What is the plan for you to construct the team, or is you just going with your usual suspects, people that you've coached already, that you kind of go with, or do you have a different plan in place?
Actually, with me, I work with pretty much everyone. So my objective is to have representation from each branch. Have Marine players, have Air Force players, have Army, have Navy. Have the total service member concept team. So I have Colt. He's the team captain. Obviously, we talk back and forth. T as well. He's behind the scenes helping me. And I mean, there's other people behind the scenes helping me as well, constructing the team. But I would just say that every branch will be represented and have a player or two. And I mean, obviously, Colt is playing, Trap is playing. So, I mean, there's 2 right there that are playing. And then also Trap is our social media officer. So he's in charge of creating, all of our platforms and getting that out.
So that makes sense. Of course, shout out to Trap. I see he was doing his thing with the hoop bus in Austin, breaking people down. And so that was saying. So that's saying that's what's up. It's crazy how that all happens, how it comes together. Of course, Cal's talking about Marshall Plumlee, Bernard James, military ties for the TBT squad.
I can actually answer Coach Cal. So in regards to Plumlee, I've reached out already. As you know, he's kind of taken a step back from basketball. He's really focused on his military career and what he has going on. So all I could do was reach out. And so I don't think he would be interested. I haven't gotten a reply back, so I mean, I can only go off of what I've heard from previously. So, but even then, there's talent all across the country. I mean, we've seen it. We have smart players. It's just about picking
The right player.
the right players and the right fit. I can sit here all day and say I love Beverly, the lefty big from the Marines. He's one of my favorites. I have every indication to reach out to him and see if he's interested in playing. I mean, just players like that. I mean, who have high IQ and can really play at a high level.
So it's interesting you say that, Coach. I was about to ask, what do you think potentially it takes to compete at that level? In which we've had a conversation before last year, about a year or so ago. So if we're on here, what is it that you think would be a key to compete?
For us, it has to be IQ because we're already, I wouldn't say at a disadvantage. Yeah, I'll say it. We're at a disadvantage in the sense that we're going up against legit former pros or pros. So for us, we can't have turnovers or mistakes because they'll get out of hand immediately. And so we just have to be smarter than everyone else and play the right way and use screens, high ball screens, and do the backdoor cut, dive on the floor, do all the extra stuff that's going to give us an opportunity to stay in the game. So I think for me, it's just picking our highest IQ hoopers. And obviously who've played at a level where they wouldn't be intimidated by who they're looking across from. So
just be able to go get it, it might be a tall order or maybe not. It might be a shock. It could be the darlings of the tournament, where it's like, oh, they have, of course, they have this to play. Is there a particular cause or anything in which y'all going to be playing under? Is it another resiliency thing, or do you have something else in mind, particularly if there's something we can give out at this point?
So I'm just letting out the basis right now, but
okay,
yes,
got
there
you.
is some. I'll let that out later.
Okay, well, no doubt. Yes, sir. Understandable. Completely understandable. So, y'all heard it first here. We're talking as they walking in the expectation of a military-based basketball team in the beloved TBT tournament. That's the basketball tournament that consistent that has been in, I think, 8 years possibly. A lot potentially at stake. An opportunity for to get a platform, of course. It helps the fact that if a team is able to win, they get a pretty large amount of cash to go along with it. So I would hope.
We can't we can't talk that. No. So I will say this. Let's just say hypothetics. Hypothetically, if we were to win, can't take it.
Okay,
just can't.
I got it. I think I see where you're going with that. All right, I got. Yeah. I peep. I see what you guys saying. Well, saying that's. I mean, it goes like that. But again, the end state is a platform. Anything else?
It's just a platform.
Yeah, platform.
Just to play basketball.
So that. In any case, that's where it stands to win. So to be on the SIP and be on TV, they SIP and have the name there. That's where it's all about. Always engagement and getting it out there, getting the word out there. So of course, I'm very sure there's more to come as Coach Walcott was just talking about going forth. Coach Walcott, you going to be in San Antonio at the end of the month?
That is to be determined. Obviously, I'm a fan and I like to support, especially, I have my tournament coming up as well. So who am I to not show up, but then expect people to support me? So, I mean, unless something unforeseen comes up to where I can't, I should be there.
Oh, I was about to say, you've been giving them business in Fort Lee. Maybe someone picked you up for the to put you on the roster.
Man, ain't no.
Oh no, that's fool's gold. I can get.
Ain't no. Don't nobody.
What'd you say, Coach?
Bro, I would give you
Don't nobody want him on their team. Ain't nobody wasting no free agent spot for you.
Oh my goodness.
Bro, stop hating. Stop hating. I would give you a bucket, seriously.
Bruh, those buckets are trash. They guarding you like you good. That's why you scoring.
They guarded like they was guarding Caitlin Clark. How the Gamecocks was guarding Caitlin Clark.
How?
Just and Caitlin Clark defense.
Hold on. So Cole, you've never seen me give one of y'all better players the business before. You've never seen it.
Bruh, he was guarding you like you didn't know how to. You know how to play. You just not good.
Hey, hold on. Hey, call Akeem to the front of the class because he can't guard me.
Hey, we ain't don't talk about my boy like that, bro. My boy gonna lock him up.
Oh my goodness, Coach Walcott, what do you think about the performance of Caitlin Clark and throughout the tournament? Of course, it's not about her, but of course she lost. Everyone seeing in front of the world. She was a walking bucket to go out even in a championship game scoring 30. What's your take on it?
She's a generational talent. She's very skilled. She does things. I mean, the easiest comparison is Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
She just does things that you just don't see. So I'm very impressed. She's going to go to the league and do big things. Her last year, if I was her, I'm transferring. Because I don't really think what you saw was her game because she had to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really see the totality of what she can be unless you put her around more talent. So, like, think about this. What if she transferred to South Carolina?
Mm-hmm.
Just think about it.
No, that's not fair. That's not fair. That's not even fair at all.
Yeah, you put it somewhere. Yeah, or even
think about it.
You
got to double the bigs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to double the bigs. Now she's getting easier shots. So you think the shots that she was hitting in the tournament was difficult? Just imagine how easy the game would be for her. That's why.
Didn't she set a record?
NBA,
191 points. Men's and women's record.
Yeah, she set a record for men's and women college basketball, most points scored in the national championship or throughout the tournament.
She's an animal.
That's crazy.
Hey, Coach Cal, I just said that.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be
the SEC, just a team, like you said, it's just a team where she's gonna get buckets.
But could she? My thing is this:
Caitlin, pull up in USC.
No, don't do that. No, don't do that. That's crazy. And my thing is,
why is that crazy?
Do you think, like, I hear what you're saying, Coach, but do you think she could go to a team, like you say, enter the transfer, and gel with that team quickly enough to send them back?
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, she's generational. I mean, I'll use Cole as an example. Cole can go to any military basketball team out there and make them an instant competitor. Mm-hmm. I mean, like instant chance to win.
Relevant.
It's proven he's done it.
Very relevant.
She's generational, so you can put her on any team, and
she still has 2 years of eligibility.
I mean, Iowa has two shooters outside of her.
Yeah, she has 2 years of eligibility. Yes.
Look what she did.
She has 2 years. Yeah, she has 2 years left.
Oh,
But what you don't want, she's probably gonna run right past the next goal. But what you don't want is to put her in the same position where she is, where she has to do it all by herself. And that's basically, and that's what Reese kept on pointing out, talking about. It's not a one-man team here. It's not a one-man team here. And saying, but she still, I mean, even in losing effort, she dropped 30 still. Like, just imagine if she had.
Even her saying that just shows how good. Like, that's not even trash talk to me. Like,
you just confirmed
you did too good. So.
Thank you, Mike. Her and Juju, yes,
my God,
a problem.
Bro.
That'd be crazy.
Yes, her and Juju. Come on, fam. Oh my goodness.
She need to go get with another big man. Whoever.
She needs a straight. Yeah, she need a nothing against her for Iowa because she was balling too. Their center, but she ain't. Yeah. But she wasn't. She couldn't fool with. She couldn't fool with old girl though. She couldn't.
Who?
Like
Reese.
Reese was killing her, bro. Reese could, but Reese.
Oh no, what's the name? Yeah,
Reese
they,
and the other one,
it
backup. Reese's backup.
They found the right to do. I mean, I expected Kim Mulkey to figure it out. Like, come on, I didn't expect.
They was making some great. The girl came off the bench, scored 20.
That's what I was just getting ready to say, Kobe. That girl coming off the bench.
Carter.
Her coming off the bench 7 for 7. Come on, man. Like, come on.
Lose.
Yeah, like, come on. 7 for 7 off the bench. That's just
Connecticut gonna win it next year if Paige comes back halfway healthy.
You know what?
Paige. Yeah. I forgot. Yeah.
They gonna.
Yeah, I forgot about Paige.
Yeah, with her, AZ Edwards, and the one guard they got coming in. Yeah, they're gonna be unstoppable.
Need that Paige versus Caitlin Clark matchup for sure.
Yeah, it was last year. It was. I'm saying it was crazy before Paige. I mean, before. So yeah, it's Paige was forgotten.
But I'm like Colton. The fact that Caitlin. I'm like Colton. It's crazy that Caitlin still got 2 years of eligibility. That's a problem. Like, to hear that, and I heard him say it last night. I was like, she still has 2 years. I was like, yo, that don't even make sense for her to still have 2 years of eligibility. And
so, Bishop, while you were on the phone, man, you missed a big announcement with Wayne and Colton was just speaking about. The expectation is only a 99.9% chance that there will be a military basketball team representative in the TBT this year.
Word? Nice. That's what's up. Congrats. Early congrats. I know it's 99.9%, but hey, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I like it.
Yeah, we got to get it right. Bro.
Yeah. So he said there's a
got to get it right.
He said there's about nine active duty slots, and then
available?
and then they're going to fill in the rest of the slots with some other stuff. You know, saying it's to the strategic portion of it to still be competitive and stuff like that. Because, like you said, playing against ex-pros, potential pros, or all that type of stuff, collegiate is going to be a whole different. But to get some people that is going to take care of business, that's going to be intimidated or anything like that. Those people we ain't got to worry about. KD, like, yes, they facing up with KD. Those type of people, put them in the building.
How y'all feel about that? Y'all too. How do y'all feel about that? The possibility of being up against former professional players, the level of talent that y'all about to face. How do y'all feel? Does that make? I mean, I know it's going to be a challenge in a way, but what does that speak? How does that speak towards you facing that type of level of talent? Not taking anything away from the talent which y'all already facing now, because I'm not trying to downplay anybody that's y'all playing in military basketball, but just knowing that the level of talent is about to be increased a bit.
I mean, I played overseas for a few years, so I know the kind of players that are over there. I mean, there's a lot of hoopers out here, good ones. So, I mean, I always want to play whoever the best player is. I want to play against that player, players, and play the best league I possibly could. That's how I was before I was in the military. That was my goal, to play in the best league I could possibly get into. So I don't think it's going to be that much of an adjustment for me personally, because me played against the Frank Kaminsky's, the Malcolm Brogdons in college, and we played against the number one teams in the country. We played against a lot of these guys. I think it's really good for just the world to see it. As long as we come in here and compete, like I think we can compete, I think it's going to be very good for the general population to be able to see, like, oh, it's some real hoopers in the military. Get it in.
Put military hoopers on the map. Got you.
Yeah.
Totally get it.
Yeah.
How you feel about it, Coach?
Like rec, it's not just a glorified rec league. There's some actual people who can come in here and get busy.
That's what's up. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
For me, I've always wanted to challenge myself and challenge our players. So they'll get an opportunity, and then also, I mean, I'll get an opportunity, but it also isn't about me as well. So I've made it clear to the staff that I assembled that we're all head coaches. It's not just me. At any point, one of the three will be standing up, taking charge, or leading, or doing whatever.
Mhm.
We've already put out specific roles, so it's this whole thing is a team-oriented function. So the players are going to have a lot of say, and we're just going to challenge each other and hold each other accountable and see what happens.
What do y'all think will be y'all biggest challenge in putting this together and going up against these talented players?
But for me, I think it's believing. Believing that we belong, believing that we can actually compete, believing that believing in the opportunity, and just have fun with it. I think that would be the biggest hurdle.
Cole,
I think that probably just
go ahead.
from just being a player. I'm probably gonna have played with some of these guys already. I'm not sure. We don't really have a roster fully set in motion, but as long as we gel, because a lot of basketball is being able to play with putting personnel together, and we put the right personnel that all fits. You don't want to put 10 guys who are like to score. Somebody ain't gonna score. One of them's gonna be somebody might be ineffective. So just finding that the roles that we missing for each piece of the team, and being able to build a team that's good enough to compete would probably be I would think would be the biggest challenge.
I like it. That's what's up.
If you could invoke that, about how long do y'all have before y'all need to have the roster put together? So do you have a set time frame, a set date in your head where you want to have the roster finalized or put together?
So the application window is currently open right now, and during that, you have to submit your 9 names. You don't have to add the other 3. It's a 12-man roster, but you have to have at least 9 on the application when you submit it. So it's currently open, and our portion will be submitted as soon as possible.
Okay, ASAP.
Okay.
We're trying to get everybody figure out who can play and who can't.
Do you still need votes?
So
do you need votes still like it used to be?
I can answer that.
Okay.
So Coach Cal, there's 2 ways you can get in. One, you can be selected, and the way you get selected is you have to have that following. Your team has to be competitive on paper. It's basically an application resume from afar. A group of people looking at you saying, okay, can you attract viewers to watch TV or watch your team play? Can you, do you have a big following? Is your team competitive? So there's a selection process as a way that you can get in. If you don't believe you'll get in that way, there is another way where you can pay to get in. And for me, both of them work. I think with Trap on the social media and the way he works it, and we've already done our analysis on the followings of the other teams on their social media platform and so forth. And so there's a specific number that I think we can get to right away quick and jump those numbers. So I think we have a chance at being an outright selection without utilizing some resources that I have beyond the scenes. But either way, we'll get in. Doesn't matter.
I believe that info as well. Easy. Okay. I can't wait to see you up in here with the team name and all that type of stuff and going forth. And just like Coach Cal was saying, as soon as that, which I hit up a chat and let him know as soon as he gets the stuff, we'll do our part to sit up and assist and make sure y'all get into easily into it without a doubt.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
So Bishop, you were off the phone and stuff like that. I think Coach Walcott, you said something in which Bishop didn't hear as far as the Lakers because he was on the phone in the background. Can you repeat that one more time for him, please?
So I put this out, and Cole can co-sign. Even when the Lakers were in the 12th seed, we didn't know if they were going to make the play-in. I said, Colt, they're going to win the championship. And Rob Pelinka is going to be the GM of the year because he's going to make something shake. Sure enough, what happened, Colt? Rob Pelinka made something shake. And you can see the team
Y'all still
yelling and playing the – we're going to win the championship this year.
You cannot believe that, Coach. You cannot seriously believe that.
He
You
does not
can't,
believe
bro.
it, trust me.
I do believe it.
You cannot.
I've
bro.
been saying it.
What did he just say when you asked him the question about the military team playing in the TBT? What did he just say? Or earlier he said
About-
in-state believe. So why is it so far-fetched that he doesn't?
Because
he is a man of.
do you
of
see the
biblical faith.
West? Look who's out west, bro. Look who's out west. Look who they
It
have
becomes
to
a different
face
story.
out west.
It becomes a different story when the playoffs start. It's only 8 teams.
So-
You ain't got to worry about 12.
All right, so look at it from this standpoint. So, Bishop, who has more championship experience than LeBron James currently? Nobody. All right, so that's point one. You still have a top 10 player, arguably one of the best players to ever play the game in the league. You still have Anthony Davis, who is playing like he has a chip on his shoulder so long he stays healthy. You now have a point guard that gives LeBron James a break, who can also score and shoot the wide open three, and D'Lo. You also have JV, who can guard anybody 1 through 5 at a high level. He can take away your best player. He's shown that. I mean, Austin Reeves, formidable. Hachimura, formidable off the bench. Malik Beasley, off and on, but when he gets hot, you know what time it is. I mean, what are we missing?
Y'all missing that killer mentality. Y'all missing that. Y'all missing that killer mentality. What y'all fella realize? What you, Coach? We're talking about? We're talking about Utah. We're talking about Phoenix. We're talking about Golden State. Like these
Utah ain't even in the playoffs.
Yeah, Utah probably ain't gonna make it.
They not gonna come on.
They had the 12 seed now sitting a game and a half behind.
They said okay.
Thunder.
Okay, so we'll remove Dallas. Dallas definitely killed their chances. They definitely
they're on the game back. There's a possibility, but right now you talk about the Lakers in the 7th, but they're probably going to get into the 4th or the 6th. I mean the 5th or the 6th. Earlier Wayne said he wanted the 6th seed. Pelicans.
Yeah, that's
Orlando. Yeah, Minnesota. Like bro, like I just don't see it, man. I don't see it.
Not being the Warriors.
Make it. That part, Colton.
They're not beating the Warriors.
That part alone.
Right.
Guess what? Guess what else got changed?
What is the Warriors' kryptonite? What is the Warriors' kryptonite?
On the road. On the road.
Please say it's LeBron.
It's not
they
just
4-1
that
against
either.
LeBron. They 4-1 against LeBron.
It's a healthy Anthony Davis. What has he done to you this year? I'll wait.
Bro. Boy, is Anthony Davis to be healthy? You say that like it's not like he's hurt.
Yeah, that part. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, is he gonna be there?
70% of the season.
Yeah, like, is he gonna be there? Didn't he just fall out the other day? From a foot, from his ankle?
Yeah.
Didn't he roll his ankle? Yeah,
bro. He has
bro.
the worst luck.
He got
anything like it.
He got those Steph Curry ankles.
If he roll one ankle in any one of these playoff games, it's a wrap.
Oh,
it's a wrap.
He gonna do it, guaranteed.
It's a wrap, and that's why y'all won't make it. That's why because Anthony Davis is inconsistent with being healthy. He can't stay healthy.
Inconsistent with being healthy.
He consistent with being healthy. He consistent with being unhealthy. In other words, what I'm saying. He consistent with being unhealthy.
Win. I still think the Lakers playing good right now, man. They playing.
They
good.
are. I give them that. They are. They playing good ball. I really didn't think they was gonna be where they are right now. I didn't see that. I didn't see that happening. And they're playing well right now. But guess who's playing better than them? Phoenix.
Who?
Phoenix.
Phoenix don't have a bench. They have nobody off the bench they can bring in. So you mean to tell me you're going to play KD or expect him to play the entire game
That's what
over
he's
the
saying.
course of a 7-game series all the way to the championship?
Now, this is the thing, right? So I get where you're coming from, Coach. But this is the thing, right? If it was me, I'm not playing KD all 7 games. I'm not. I'm allowing him to rest up because KD, he's almost on that
They've
same
shown
level.
they can't win because they.
I got it,
Mikal
but they only
Bridges
have to win.
and
Yeah, they only have to win the series. I'm not saying they're gonna sweep anybody. I get where you're coming from, Coach, but they ain't got to sweep nobody. They just got to win the
They
series.
can't
They
win
can be a
without
4-3. You don't think they can win no games without KD? Come on, Coach.
In the playoffs,
Yeah,
absolutely not. They traded away their team for KD.
For KD.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul is still there. Devin Booker, Ayton is still there.
Well, first of all, Ayton don't get any touches to the point where you would.
By the time you give him the ball,
he might not get as many touches when KD in the game, but with KD being down, he's going, or not necessarily down because I don't want him to be down. But if they sit KD, Ayton's gonna get his touches, and that's what I would do. I would sit KD certain games,
Right,
so many games.
So let's look at it from a statistical perspective.
Okay.
Chris Paul's averaging 14 points a game. He's not really putting up big numbers.
That's 14 with KD or without KD?
For the season.
For the
season.
Okay.
Devin Booker's averaging what, 27, 28, something like that.
Yeah.
28. Okay, you're saying don't play KD, so let's just take KD away.
Okay.
They traded away Mikal Bridges, who's a super. He's going to be a star. He's a star already, but he's a superstar in the making.
Okay.
Johnson is gone.
Mm-hmm.
So those are 2 players that made them who they were before KD came. So now you traded them away, and now you're saying don't play KD? Well, they have nobody. Devin Booker isn't going to win a game by himself. It's impossible. It's just not going to happen. Great player, but he's not going to do it. So they need KD every single game.
Every night. Every other night. Or however, yeah.
They have to. That's because they traded away their team.
Okay.
And which has always been said. They lack
depth.
The bench. Yeah, depth. They lack depth.
Yeah.
Yeah, their best player is Torrey Craig coming off the bench, or if you want to count Ross, but Ross is in a slump right now, so Torrey Craig ain't gonna do it for you.
And then, so with you putting LA in the finals, you see LA facing who in the East? Because you got them winning the championship, so obviously you already know who they're going to be facing in the East. So who is it?
I think it's going to be Milwaukee. I love the Bucks. I know they just took a big time L not too long ago, but I mean,
40-point
until somebody knocks off Middleton, Holiday, and Giannis in a 7-game series, then I mean I'm not sold on Boston right now, just for the simple fact Jaylen Brown is, mentally he's gone from there. I don't think he's coming back.
You think he's gone at the end of the year?
I think he's gone at the end of the year. I do.
Really?
I mean, all his interviews, his language, everything screams he's leaving. He's very disappointed in that fan base. And I mean, it's no secret, but he's showing it, whereas other people have not. I mean, it's kind of like Donovan Mitchell when he was disappointed with the Utah fan base. And once he got out of there, obviously
he was happy.
He let you know it. Yeah, exactly. So it's the same thing. But again, if he can put that aside and they have a squad, it'll be between them and the Bucks. But I'll take my chances with the Bucks because they won it. They've done it.
And I know the other team out the West that I forgot, which y'all I don't know why y'all sitting over here sleeping on these cats, but for whatever reason, the Clippers are going to give y'all problems too.
I
Yeah.
love the Clippers roster from top to bottom.
Yeah,
It's
they
just,
gonna get y'all problems.
is Paul George going to be healthy, or can Kawhi play every single game in the playoffs? What's his health like? If Kawhi is Kawhi from Toronto and plays every game, if Paul George turns back the clock a little bit, and then with that surrounding cast that they've Covington
Yeah,
and I mean they have a squad, and heck, I didn't even say Westbrook, and he's playing well lately.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was the
He just
worst
won him
thing.
a game.
That was
And
the worst
Westbrook.
thing they could have did is let Westbrook walk out the
Yeah,
door.
And didn't
he
Kawhi
just won
just
him a
drop
game.
40 the other night versus the Pelicans?
Cool. So that's why Kawhi is one of my favorite players. I'm very high on Kawhi. If he's healthy, yeah, that's probably the one team I don't want my Lakers to play. I think we match up well with everybody.
Mm.
So I had a question here, right? And it's critical. I was looking at which I think is a good question. It was a point made by Clutch Points. If they said if everyone continues to put Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as locks for a top 8, let's say a top 8, who gets left off your particular list for these in the last 5 spots? So I got 9 names, which I'm gonna give y'all. I need y'all to provide me with 5 players to be in the top 8. So
with those 3.
Yes, with them 3. So 5 additional names.
Okay.
I have Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Larry Bird, Shaquille O'Neal, Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, Wilt Chamberlain, and Akeem Olajuwon. Who's the other players that gets inserted into a top 8?
And what is this? What's this list for top 8 for
Just,
what?
Just top 8. Top 8. And you already have LeBron, Jordan, and Kareem in the top 8. Who are the other 5 players out of those 9 players? So 4 players have to get left off. Who gets left off?
Oh.
So add in Magic Bird, there's 5.
Okay, that's
Those
5.
are
So,
obvious.
correct.
Kobe's my favorite player, so
gotta add Kobe.
I'm not mad if people don't have him because there are certain people that don't. But for me, he's definitely it's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer for Kobe.
So that's 6.
I think Olajuwon gets left off. I hate to say it because you're not taking Olajuwon over
Curry?
Shaq. It's just not happening. And I love Tim Duncan, but I still want Shaq.
Okay, so Shaq, who's the last person then? Because currently you have LeBron, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. Who's the last person? And you have Steph Curry. You already said Tim Duncan will get left off. So basically, you're left with even Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain,
and Steph Curry.
Or Steph Curry.
Damn.
Steph Curry made it hard with his last championship.
Yeah,
he made it hard because as a matter of fact, I would have had Duncan and then left Curry off, and then now that Curry got him another one, I gotta have Steph Curry.
That's what I said. Steph Curry too. That's exactly what I said. It's hard with the other two. It's crazy, but
leave off Tim. So basically, you leave off Tim Duncan
and
Bill Russell, Akeem Olajuwon,
and
Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
I never got an opportunity to see Wilt Chamberlain. I mean, I saw the numbers. Clearly, as a historian of the game, he's put up phenomenal numbers, ridiculous. You'll never see those again. But who did he do it against?
Correct, and that's the sticking point, I believe. Like everyone talks about that, like all the numbers of what Chamberlain did, but it was at a time in which Chamberlain was him. He was the dominant. He was dominant. It was no one.
He was the only dude at that. Yeah, he was the only dude of that statue playing against those type. Yeah, there was no the talent pool wasn't like it was, or like it is, or like it has been back then.
So
I like his list.
Before I take off, I just want to say, you there?
yeah.
Oh,
You there?
before I
Go ahead,
take
go.
off, Trey and Bishop, appreciate the platform.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, before I take off,
Absolutely.
thank you to both of you for your platform, everything that you do for us, and so forth, and continue to go work and keep striving to get bigger and be great. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. We
Appreciate you,
greatly
bro.
appreciate
Thank you
you.
so much, Chief. Thanks.
So we of course look forward to hearing more, of course, from Coach Walcott,
Absolutely.
and then saying in reference to the TBT and what's going on, as well as
Absolutely.
like we said, November, was November 7th.
Is that when it
The
is?
yeah, the AAU men and women's battle of the crest is going on in Orlando, and then
Okay.
to simply double back and do the situation with the TBT. So that's great. Of course, when you look at it, additionally, of course, the NBA. Not to we got the NMBT that's coming up at the end of April. So of course to be down there
I'm
and
there
check
for
that
that.
out.
I'm there for that.
And
Look
then,
for
of
you, boy.
course, the NBA got their situation. Of course, if you've been paying attention, Commissioner Myers announced or NBA put out a news release that basically Pluto TV is going to be providing a look into some of the things going on. The Hall of Fame, of course, they have the Hall of Fame induction that they do every year. The TBT, the Pluto TV is going to provide viewership for that, as well as the wheelchair game, which is going to be going on, the college skills challenge that's going to be going on, as well as the NBA championship game. So 4 events during that weekend. Of course, that weekend that's going to be able to be seen across the platform Pluto TV. So that's huge, of course, going forth. So it's plenty going on. So military basketball continues, as you said, continues to move forth and continues to get things done and have a foot in a social generating and just a platform. So that's ideally what we look forward to seeing too, of course. But interesting enough, Bishop, the NBA, National Basketball Association, has come to terms with the National Basketball Players Association to where they have agreed to another CBA, additionally 7 years, in which puts them in play. Every year that a team is able to opt out a year early. Either one of two sides is able to opt out a year early. So potentially we're looking at 6 years, but they have agreed upon a 6-year agreement for the CBA. Some things that basically have come into play is that now, and Bishop, tell me what you think about this. Now, a player must have a minimum of 65 games played to be able to win an individual award, first and foremost. So now it's harder. So that's to win MVP, to be on an all NBA team and all that type of stuff. They have to have a minimum of 65 games played to be even in play for that. That is huge when you look at it, because some of those teams, especially those all NBA teams, for most players enact the opportunity for the player to get the Supermax contract. So that's money that can be eliminated from the pocket of the players. There's going to be an in-season tournament now, which is going to add. Yes, that's going to add 2 to 3 games, because now they're going to, for this year, next year they're going to an 80-game schedule. So there will only be 80 games played, in which they will get 2 games with the in-game tournament, in-season tournament. They're going to push and increase. Said Draymond didn't too much care for that part between injuries and which I think they're going to. I think it's going to basically be a work in progress, because of course when you take in consideration players that are legitimately injured and miss out on games, that's going to be a huge disadvantage for them. Of course, there's an increase to the limits of the contract extensions from 120 to 140%. They're going to increase another level. So if your team is at a certain amount in the luxury tax, then your team cannot utilize the mid-level exception to be able to get players. So basically, eliminated a team that's over $17.5 million of the salary cap, you're not able to use the mid-level exception. So now they're putting a cap, which is going to put some prowess on teams and organizations to kind of like reel that in to make sure that they're within standards and they're not just utilizing loopholes to be able to better formulate their teams. So of course, what additionally what they did is they moved the player, the option where they didn't move. There's no longer talks, at least for the next 6 to 7 years, in reference to dropping the age limit. So they're currently still at 19 years old to be in the league, the age limit. So there won't be any high school to the pro players over the next course of the next 6 years.
That's what's up. I like it.
So yeah, so a lot got going on. So Bishop, have you been paying attention to the NFL?
A little bit. I was like this weekend. I watched all of the. I watched
XFL
the entire
games?
final. No,
Okay.
I watched the entire
Okay.
Final Four on the women's and the men's, which were great games, except that blowout on Saturday night. I think it was. Yeah, Saturday night in the men's game. The second of the final, the last of the Final Four game, that blowout game. Yeah, I watched all of them. Which that one, that buzzer beater.
We said it was San Diego State.
San Diego State, that was amazing. That was an amazing shot. But no, I haven't been watching the NFL. What's going on? What happened? What I missed?
Just wondered. I know I heard Darius Slay talked about how he almost became.
Yeah, I did see that.
About
a Raven.
A Raven. Yeah, he said
yeah.
he almost became a Raven. Which was interesting enough. They talked about the conversation in reference to the Eagles and how they have basically been a factory, a quarterback factory. And when I sit back and think about that, I was like, they might be onto something. They've had some quarterbacks from Michael Vick.
What do you mean?
Donovan
They may be onto something in regards
to saying they're a quarterback factory. Donovan McNabb, Michael Vick.
But those are
Nick
Foles. You say Nick Foles. Oh, Nick, no, wait.
Nick Foles, yeah.
Nick Foles, yeah.
At least 1 year. Even Carson Wentz. Like
no.
Carson Wentz too.
No.
He got y'all there.
He did not get us there.
He did.
He got us to the playoffs. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He put y'all in position.
That's it. But we're talking about it. We're talking about and not taking nothing away from Michael Vick because he was that dude. But we talking about Michael Vick after he did his prison sentence. You know,
he made y'all relevant again.
He didn't make us relevant. Donovan, how? Donovan was what? How did he make us relevant again?
He made y'all relevant again because when Michael Vick came in, who was y'all starting quarterback? It was Nick Foles, wasn't it?
No.
Well, when Michael Vick came, wasn't it Nick Foles? Nick Foles was your starting quarterback.
I don't think so.
Yeah, and then Nick Foles went down, I think, or no, maybe it wasn't. Who was your starting quarterback?
No, it wasn't Nick Foles.
Who was your starting quarterback?
Whoever that was backing up Donovan.
He said stop it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know where he goes. It wasn't no Nick Foles. Whoever that was backing up Donovan, I forget who was backing up Donovan at the time. That's who was our starting quarterback. When we traded Donovan to Washington. But yeah, we ended up with Vic, which was I was cool. I remember that. I was deployed when he came to Philly. I was happy. I thought we was gonna win.
Y'all had Kevin Cobb.
Kevin Cobb, that's who was backing up. Yeah, Kevin Cobb, that's who was backing up Donovan. Kevin Cobb, that's him. Yeah. And that was an easy win for Vic to take over that position. Yeah. Yeah. Kevin Cobb, that's him.
It was Kevin Cobb, yeah.
Yeah. So
he said stop it, Trey.
You know good and well. But I don't say like It is what it is. We going back this year, so it don't. I mean, yeah, this year, so it don't matter.
Wait a minute. Wait, did y'all pick up Zeke yet, or Zeke still out there?
Ain't nobody, but man, there was a
April Fools, yeah.
Yeah, talking about the Cowboys still cooking with fish grease. Get rid. Y'all is not cooking with no y'all cooking with some old fish grease. That's what y'all cooking with, Calvin. Some old fish grease that y'all need to throw out. Y'all cooking for fish. As long as y'all got Dak, y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all ain't doing nothing. As long as y'all got Dak, y'all ain't doing nothing. Just know. We going back. We'll be there this year to finish where we left off from this past season. We going back. We going back.
In any case, I think we'll get out here on that. If that, you know what, let Bishop have that. If he believes,
you ain't not let me have it. It is what it is. It's the truth. You act like it's not the truth.
Who that nation? Coach Mike said, "Who that nation?" You know what? I'll let Bishop have, only based on the fact that currently the Philadelphia Eagles are the National Football Conference currently.
That's right.
So
That's right.
I will let him.
That's right. That's right. We represent the NFC, baby. That's right. We represent the NFC. Don't y'all forget that, bro. That's right. No, we the truth. Give us our just due.
Taking it a little too far, but okay.
I'm not taking it too far. We won
that
the NFC East. I mean the NFC East and the NFC. I mean the NFC. Period. We run.
We greatly appreciate y'all rocking with us this morning. We look forward to talking to y'all. I know it is every Monday through Friday, 9 to 1100 hours. Never know what we'll talk about. Tap in tonight. Y'all know the men's Final Four. We get to see, it was the San Diego State, or is it UConn? Bishop, who you going with tonight? Who you think is going to hold up, cut the nets down at the end of the night?
Man, I gotta go with that number 4 team, of course. UConn representing that quad. I gotta go with UConn, baby. Gotta go with the Huskies. Let's go, UConn. I know you going with San Diego State.
Keeping the Cali, so let's go San Diego State.
They're not ranked 6th though. They ranked 5th.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. I'll rock with it. Like I said, greatly appreciate y'all tapping in. Look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow, rest of the week. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your week. It's the first day of the week. We'll holler at y'all.
Happy Psi Phi Military Fraternity Incorporated. Happy Founders Day to Psi Phi, man. 5 of the greatest and gentlemen who created a great organization in Psi Phi Military Fraternity Incorporated. Stand up. That navy blue and that sunset orange, we in the building. If you have any questions about joining our amazing organization, my boy right here, Trey, which we know him as in Phi Land as Savvy. Hey, make sure y'all hit us up and let us know what's good, man. Excellent brother Savvy, myself, one of 4 5 founders. Y'all have a safe and great Monday, and we'll see y'all on the next show. Y'all be easy. Peace.